Today is my father's wedding, but it is also the very day my mother died. The grand hall buzzes with guests, music, and laughter. Yet my mother's grave sits cold and forgotten in the cemetery. I can't stomach it. I turn to leave, but a sharp voice slices through the air.
Debra, where are you going?
She glides toward me, her white wedding dress flowing, a servant trailing behind her. She accuses me of planning to shame the Luna by leaving early. Vicky jumps in, saying I'm just tired and need air. But Marley's tight smile doesn't reach her eyes. She says she has something to discuss.
No, this was my mother's.
Her fake gentle mask slips. She tries again, acting like a caring family member, but I refuse again. Then her expression hardens into a sneer. She gives a sharp nod to her servants. They seize my arms and force me to my knees on the cold floor. Marley rips the necklace from my neck, and the clasp breaks.
Give it back.
Vicky throws herself forward, but a servant kicks her hard. She crashes into a stone pillar, and blood pours from her forehead. Inside me, Ivy, my wolf, snarls with fury, clawing to rip them all apart. But Vicky, blood streaking her face, screams at me not to move. If I touch the Luna, every pack member will sense it instantly. I lock my muscles, swallowing the fire in my throat. Marley holds up the necklace like a dirty rag and sneers that it's cheap, a pathetic piece of junk my dead mother left me. Then she flings it to the ground. The chain snaps, and the gems bounce across the floor. I drop to my knees, scrambling to gather the pieces. Suddenly, a sharp pain, her heel stomps onto my hand.
Don't touch dirty trash, dear stepdaughter.
She twists her heel deeper, flashes a sweet smile, and struts away with her servants. I scoop up the broken gems, my hand throbbing, while Vicky bleeds beside me. Vicky whimpers that she'll fix it, but I just stare at the shattered memento. The wedding music crests. My father dances with Marley. No one glances at us. No one remembers my mother. I grab a full bottle of wine and drink until my head spins and my stomach churns. But the alcohol does nothing to blur that image of Marley's victorious smirk. I can't breathe in here. I push off the wall, stumble, and turn for the door. The room spins. My feet trip over nothing. I rush towards the exit and crash straight into the person standing right behind me. I grabbed a whole bottle of wine and drank until my vision blurred. Marley's smug face wouldn't leave my head. I turned to escape the wedding and crashed straight into someone. I looked up. Blonde hair, a face carved by God himself. Ivy, my wolf, stirred restlessly inside me. She wanted to get close to him. Then I saw it, red wine spilled all over his clothes.
Oh, God, I'm so sorry.
He waved his hand like it was nothing. The wedding is awful anyway. My eyes snapped to his. Everyone else was cheering.
What makes you say that?
Eduardo has bad taste. He picked the wrong woman. Marley won't be a good Luna. I stared at him as the spotlight swept over his throat, his collarbone. My heart raced.
How do you know that? Did you ask for her hand and she said no?
If I hadn't turned her down, she wouldn't have settled for Eduardo. If I said yes now, she'd drop everything and run away with me. This man had rejected Marley. Winning him over would be defeating her. The alcohol made me bold.
Why? You're not that charming.
He pinned me against the wall with one hand, wine glass in the other. His lips crashed into mine, aggressive and tender at once. My body went limp. I wrapped my arms around his neck without thinking. Ivy knew before I did. This man was my destined mate. He stopped kissing me, surprised by how I responded. But I was dizzy from the kiss, from the friction of our bodies. I don't even remember when he took me to the room. Moonlight streamed through the windows. His body pressed mine down. He undressed me with one hand, still holding his wine glass. Something cold splashed onto my chest.
Ah.
He'd poured wine on me. His violent kiss silenced me. I felt his hard cock pressed against my belly.
The wine. Wipe it off first.
Okay, babe. I'll do it for you now. He lowered his head and licked the wine off my skin, all the way down. Under the pale moonlight, I saw his cock. Huge. Intimidating. You're still a virgin.
I'm a little scared.
Without warning, he slipped 3 fingers inside me. You'll feel great. I promise. He thrust into me. Pain shot through my body. I bled. But he didn't stop. He thrust harder, wilder, like a beast. On the sofa, in the bathtub, on the table, countless times, in every position. Honey, let's do it the way you like it. I didn't hear him clearly, but I nodded out of instinct. Led by him, I felt like a small boat in the sea, being tossed by the huge waves. Sunlight hits my face like a hammer. My head pounds. Pain screams through my lower body. I lift the quilt. Hickeys stain my skin. The man from last night is still in my bed. I lean closer. An ID slips from his pocket. I freeze at the name. Caleb Wright. The infamous Alpha of the Thorn Edge Pack. He has a terrible reputation. No mate. Dead pups. If anyone catches me with him, my reputation is finished. I grab my dress and sprint back to my empty house. Vicky stands in the doorway, her face lined with pure worry. Honey, where have you been? I was looking for you all night. I lie straight to her face. I tell her I just passed out drunk. Days blend into one nightmare. Marley takes over the pack. She cuts me out of every deal. She stuffs my father's ears with false reports. I dig deeper, but she keeps the Frosty River Pack's financial rot hidden. My health craters. My stomach twists. I'm vomiting every single morning. Are you feeling sick again? Haven't you gotten that result yet? A servant cuts our talk short. My father demands to see me immediately. I walk into his study. He spins around, his face burning red with anger. He doesn't greet me. He just throws the examination report at my chest. Debra, look at what you have done. My hands shake as I unfold the paper and scan the words. My vision tunnels. Every sound fades. I am pregnant. Upon reading the verdict, I nearly faint on the spot. My father threw the pregnancy report at my face.
Debra, who is the father?
Before I could speak, Marley jumped in.
An Alpha's daughter pregnant before a mate? A scandal for the whole pack.
I clenched my fists. I spat out the truth.
Caleb Wright, Alpha of the Thorn Edge Pack, has my mate.
My father's anger froze. Caleb's name meant power. He didn't free me. He locked me up to verify the truth. But Marley got to the guards first. She threw me into the traitor's cell. Darkness. The stench of piss and rot. I retched until my stomach cramped. A guard threw moldy bread at my feet and kicked over a bowl of sewage water. Luna Marley ordered you to suffer. Starve if you won't eat. I picked up the bread. Hatred kept me alive. After 3 days of hell, Vicky finally came. She moved like she was broken. As she hugged me, I ripped up her sleeve. A deep gash ran from her wrist to her shoulder. Whip marks covered her entire body. My heart stopped.
Who did this?
She tried to hide the pain. She only wanted to clear my name. Marley caught her looking for a witness and had her whipped like a dog. While I ate the warm food she brought, Vicky bled under her clothes. A terrible rage burned inside me. I swore to end Marley for this. Vicky smiled weakly, telling me not to cry. She was more of a mother than Marley could ever be.
I'm going to make her pay.
But first, I had to survive. Only Caleb's confirmation could save me now. I waited, praying he would claim this child. However, the next day, my father delivered some heartbreaking news. The next day, my father and Marley stood in my dark, stinking cell. Marley covered her nose with a silk scarf and stared at me with disgust.
Debra, Caleb said that he didn't find his mate at the wedding.
My blood ran cold. My father's face was livid behind her. I knew she wasn't lying. Before I could speak, my father rushed forward and slapped me hard across the face. I hit the cold stone floor, blood filling my mouth.
That can't be right. He's my mate.
My father's voice shook with pure rage. He cursed me, then he cursed my dead mother too. That hurt worse than the slap.
I'm not lying. And Mom never brought discredit on you.
Marley stepped in, patting my father's shoulder like the caring wife. She said I was young and rebellious, that an abortion would cover everything up. It sounded helpful, but every word was poison. My father raised his hand to hit me again. This time I dodged and locked eyes with him.
I won't abort the child. I'll give birth and prove this is Caleb's baby.
My father's face twisted with fury. He shouted that I was a stupid, rebellious child and stormed out. Marley followed him. Neither looked back.
Ivy, why did Caleb deny it?
I don't know, but I'm sure you're mates. The attraction was too strong. That night, the cell door creaked open again. It wasn't my father who walked in. It was Lionel Ruiz, his confidant, with a doctor behind him.
The Alpha ordered you taken to the hospital. The abortion happens now.
Vicky rushed in behind them and threw her arms around me, sobbing.
My poor child. You've suffered too much.
Stop stalling. Let's go.
I backed into the corner, shaking my head.
No, I'm not coming with you.
It wasn't that I wanted this child, but the second that child's life was ended, my crime would be set in stone, and I would never be able to prove my innocence. Lionel steps toward me with a dark, threatening hunger. My father sent him to force an abortion, but I refused to let that happen. I whisper to Vicky that I need her help to run. She gives a desperate nod.
Fine, I'll have the abortion on one condition. You have to let me visit my mother's grave first.
Lionel gets permission, and soon we pull up to the dark, eerie graveyard. I spot a campfire glowing past the tree line. This is my only shot. I sprint forward, grab a flaming branch, and throw it at the nearest tent. Flames burst upward, the camp erupts in panic. People scramble everywhere. Using the chaos, I grab Vicky, and we vanish into the dense forest. We push through the branches, ignoring the scratches, running for our lives. We almost lose them, but then my pregnant body betrays me. The pregnancy sickness hits me hard. I stumble, and Ivy is too weak to shift and boost us. That is when Lionel's voice rips through the darkness behind us.
Stop right there, Debra Clarkson. If you still resist, we'll kill you on the spot.
His killing intent feels like a blade against my spine. I freeze. In an instant, he shifts into a massive gray wolf and flies at my throat.
Debra, you're dead meat.
Before his teeth sink in, a white blur crashes into him at full speed. It is Vicky in her wolf form. She slams him to the ground. Buying me time?
Debra, run.
But Vicky is no warrior. The pack's best soldier tears into her pure white fur. His fangs sink deep. Blood covers the forest floor. The sight is horrifying. The world falls silent as I watch her suffer. I am too terrified to move an inch. With her last ounce of strength, Vicky looks back at me through the pain.
Run, Debra, please.
Then her body goes over the edge. She rolls down the steep hill and vanishes into the dark. I scream for her, but the darkness offers no reply. In this moment, I don't want freedom or revenge. I just want Vicky to live. I would do anything to make her live. I found Vicky at the foot of the hill, her body broken and bleeding. I struggled to hold her up, my voice shaking.
Just go, love. Leave me here. I'll only slow you down.
I shook my head, tears streaming down my face.
No, Vicky. We leave together. I'm not leaving you.
Vicky tried to speak, but only blood came out. I dragged her past the border and hid us inside a shabby abandoned car. Inside, I watched the light in Vicky's eyes slowly fade.
I'm sorry, Debra. I failed your mother. I couldn't take care of you.
I wanted to tell her she was wrong, but the words got stuck in my throat. Vicky pressed something cold and wet into my palm. I looked down. It was my mother's necklace, repaired, but now drenched in Vicky's blood.
Keep going north. Don't give up. Maybe there's still hope.
Her hand dropped. She closed her eyes. A wave of grief hit me so hard I couldn't make a sound. But then Lionel's cold voice cut through the rain.
They were headed that way. Move faster.
I had no time to grieve. If I stayed, I was dead. I gritted my teeth, wiped my tears, and carefully placed Vicky's body in the trunk. Then I ran north, into the darkness. My luck ran out. The rain stopped. Lionel's men tracked my scent easily. Desperate, I fled into the nearest bar. I ran through the crowd like a madwoman. My clothes were soaked in Vicky's blood. People screamed. I knocked over a stack of wine bottles. Glass shattered everywhere. The chaos did nothing. Lionel's men surrounded me. I was trapped.
Help! Please, someone help me. He's going to kill me.
The music stopped. Every eye was on us. Lionel stepped forward, glaring at the crowd.
This woman is a traitor. We're taking her back for trial.
No one moved. No one dared. They actually made a path for him to come closer. Despair crushed my chest. I closed my eyes, waiting for the end.
Take her away.
His men swarmed toward me. But just then, a familiar voice sliced through the tension. Who said you could take her away? Just as Lionel's men swarmed to grab me, a voice cut through the chaos.
Who said you could take her away?
I opened my eyes. Caleb, my child's father, walked toward us unhurriedly, his blonde hair bright under the bar lights. My heart raced. Ivy screamed inside me. It's him! Caleb is your mate. He was my last hope, my knight, but he walked right past me. Didn't even look. Just went straight to Lionel.
This is my territory. No one can take her away.
Lionel's face flickered with fear.
Our Alpha ordered her arrest. We'll compensate you for the damages. Get out, now.
He snapped his fingers. Dozens of werewolves in black suits surrounded Lionel.
I have the final say here.
Lionel had no choice. He left with his men. Then Caleb turned to leave too. Like I didn't exist.
Caleb, wait.
He looked down at me. Only then did he seem to recognize me.
Oh, it's you. Came to trick another guy into sleeping with you.
He remembered. He remembered everything.
Why did you deny we slept together? It's because of you that I'm in this position.
Vicky's bloody face flashed before my eyes. The tears wouldn't stop. Caleb just frowned. A man with golden-rimmed glasses stepped forward. Carlos, his beta.
Our Alpha doesn't have to admit he slept with some hooker.
Hooker. They thought I was a hooker. A wad of cash hit my forehead and fell to the floor.
You just want to blackmail him. Bitch, is that enough money to shut your mouth?
He threw more cash at my face. Each bill trampled my dignity.
How many customers can you entertain? There are plenty of rich men here. Enough.
He looked at me like I was trash.
Get out of my sight. Or are you looking for more clients?
Overnight, I lost my home, my Vicky, and now my mate saw me as nothing but a whore. I didn't care if Lionel was waiting outside to kill me. I bolted out the door, tears streaming down my face. I watched the girl bolt out of the bar, crying. A strange, unwelcome feeling twisted in my gut.
Caleb, you wouldn't believe a hooker, would you? Of course not.
My wolf, Damien, felt nothing when she appeared. So this lingering irritation made no sense. Carlos kept pushing, bringing up my ex, Marley. The thought of her family just made me sick. I spat out the truth about that night.
After I slept with that hooker, Marley's brother, Colin, barged in and tried to blackmail me. Seriously? Does Marley know what her brother did?
My patience was wearing thin. I told him Colin demanded I cancel the Frosty River Pack's debts or he'd sue me for rape. That's when I knew it was all a setup. They actually hired a virgin hooker to deceive me.
Oh, my noble Alpha. It seems you fell right into their sex trap.
I grabbed a glass of wine and downed it. Marley had tried every trick to make me pay her pack's debts. I never fell for it. But I spent that night with the girl. The second I learned the truth, all attraction vanished. I felt nothing but cheated. So tonight, I humiliated her to restore my dignity. But I felt zero satisfaction, only her tear-stained face stuck in my mind. This feeling was alien. It only grew stronger.
Carlos, go catch up with Lionel and that hooker. What for? Make sure she doesn't die in my territory.
I slammed the glass down, my own order shocking me.
Congratulations, you're fired. Your wine is terrible.
The bartender just stared at me, completely dumbfounded. I stumbled out of the bar. The rain hit my face like cold needles. Caleb's words cut deeper than any blade. He called me a hooker. Lionel was out there, waiting to kill me. I knew it, but that humiliation was worse than death. I forced one foot forward, then another. I just kept walking north. My legs turned to jelly. My soul felt dead. In a daze, I saw my mother ahead, smiling. I reached for her. Then, everything went black. I woke up in a strange bed, hooked to an IV.
You're finally awake. The child is healthy, but your shoulder wound is serious.
A curly-haired doctor smiled at me. I was totally confused.
Where am I?
Xeric Pack.
My eyes went wide. The nearly extinct pack? Before I could ask more, a loud howl ripped through the air. Lionel. The sound was a warning, sharp and familiar. Caden sighed and looked out the window, his face long and annoyed.
They've been howling all day. It seems they're eager to kill you. Do you need help?
My heart wrenched. I thought of Vicky. The last time I asked for help, they ended up dead. I couldn't risk it again.
No, I'll take care of myself. I have to face them.
I pulled on my coat and walked out toward the howling. At the border, Lionel waited with his men, eyes fierce and ready for a fight. Fear seized my heart. One wrong move and I'd be torn to shreds. Then, someone from the crowd shouted, "Our Alpha is here." A figure in a black robe shot forward like lightning. Before I could even blink, the Alpha was on Lionel. A silver sword swung, blood splashed. In an instant, Lionel's hand was on the ground. His sharp howl pierced the sky as he collapsed, the wound refusing to heal. His subordinates cursed like barking dogs but didn't dare step forward. Terrified, they grabbed Lionel's unconscious body and ran. The Alpha walked toward me leisurely. My eyes widened. Underneath the hood was the beautiful face of a woman. Tall, silver hair carefully braided, eyes a captivating blue. Gale Quinn was a she-wolf. The rumors always spoke of the mysterious Alpha's terrifying power. But no one had ever said that Gale Quinn was actually a woman. When I woke up, I was in a strange bed, an IV in my arm. A doctor with curly brown hair smiled at me.
Your child is healthy, but your shoulder wound is serious.
I was completely confused.
Where am I?
Xeric Pack.
My eyes went wide. The pack that nearly went extinct. Before I could ask more, a loud howl cut through the air. It was Lionel. He and his men were at the border, waiting to kill me. Fear seized my heart. I had to face them. I walked outside into the rain. The entire pack was on edge. Then the crowd shouted, "Our Alpha is here." A figure in a black robe shot forward like lightning. Before I could see his face, he was already on Lionel. Gale swung a silver sword. In 1 second, Lionel's hand was cut clean off. The bleeding wouldn't stop. The wound wouldn't heal. Lionel passed out. His men grabbed him and ran like terrified mice. The Alpha walked up to me. I finally saw under the hood. Gale was a she-wolf. Her eyes were a dazzling blue, her silver hair braided.
Surprised.
I was shocked. The rumors never said the powerful Alpha was a woman.
Yes. I'm sorry. You're stronger than any male Alpha I've seen.
Gale glanced at my belly, then at my necklace.
You're Elsie's daughter. I was good friends with your mother, and I knew Vicky.
My heart tightened. She knew Vicky sent me here.
I smelled death on you. Vicky's gone, isn't she?
I burst into tears. I made it here because of Vicky's last plan, not my own strength. But Gale didn't comfort me. She just looked at me with a cold expression.
I didn't save you. I drove them away for disturbing my peace. If you want to stay, you must join my pack and give up everything.
This was it. My old pack abandoned me. My father wanted me dead. There was no other choice. I had to live. For my child. For Vicky.
I agree. I'll do what I have to do.
A mysterious smile crossed Gale's face. She extended her hand to me.
Then welcome to join the Xeric Pack.
5 years later, I'm the one fixing the pack's financial disaster in under an hour.
Babe, you're a godsend. Accepting you was the wisest decision our Alpha ever made.
But my life here didn't start like this. The first year after I joined the Xeric Pack was brutal. I gave birth to my daughter, Elena, completely alone. With no mate and no money, we could barely afford food. The neighbors treated us like a disease. Their kids cornered Elena when adults weren't looking.
They called me a bastard without a father.
I worked myself to the bone as a waitress, taking every odd job I could find. I'd come home exhausted, my body aching, and see Elena pretending to be fine.
Mom, I miss you. Can you hug me, please?
She was too sensible. It broke my heart. I was drowning. Then, the Xeric Pack hit a crisis. They had plenty of warriors, but no one who could manage money. Bills piled up. The pack was bleeding cash. I saw my chance and walked straight up to Gale.
Can you really do it?
I looked her dead in the eye.
The results will speak for me.
All those hated air classes from the Silver Ridge Pack suddenly became my weapon. I slashed unprofitable industries. I collected forgotten debts. The financial bleeding stopped. Gale looked at me with respect for the first time. She hired me as her secretary. The dark days were over. We finally had a life, not just survival. Today, I'm at my desk when a childish voice calls out,
"Mommy."
I spin around, arms wide open, ready to scoop up my little girl. But the second I get close, I freeze. Standing right behind Elena, silent and unreadable, is Gale. 5 years passed in the Xeric Pack. My daughter Elena was born, and I clawed my way up from a desperate waitress to Alpha Gale's most trusted secretary. One ordinary day, Paula tossed a stack of bills at me as if they were venomous snakes.
Babe, I'd rather fight the fiercest wolf than face these scary bills.
I laughed and sorted her mess in an hour. Just then, a cheerful voice rang from the door.
Mommy.
I spun around, my heart melting at the sight of her blonde pigtails. But standing right behind Elena was Gale, her face frozen into a cold mask.
Paula, take Elena out. I need Debra in private.
My smile faded immediately. Once the door clicked shut, Gale didn't waste a single breath.
I have an urgent mission. You need to sneak into Roz Town.
She slammed a map onto the table and jabbed a finger at a red circle.
Gamma Adam Cooper is in charge there. I suspect he's stealing money and plotting with other packs.
My blood chilled. Alpha Gale wasn't asking me to do a simple audit. She was sending me straight into a traitor's den to dig up evidence of rebellion.
This cannot wait. You leave now.
I knew I had no choice. I nodded. Back at my place, I threw supplies into a bag as fast as I could. Paula brought Elena over to say goodbye, her green eyes filled with guilt.
Babe, I wish I could go with you.
I forced a playful smirk to calm her down. From the corner of my eye, I saw my little girl drop her dolls and rush toward me.
Mommy, I want to go with you. Can I
knelt down and forced the most gentle no past my lips, explaining it was dangerous outside. Elena's bright expression crumbled into an angry pout.
I dreamt about my brother. I want to find him and play with him.
My blood ran cold.
I dreamt about my brother.
Elena's little voice makes my blood run cold. Paula quickly pulls her away for strawberry cake, but the damage is done. I sit alone as tears roll down my face. I was pregnant with twins. The delivery was brutal. I passed out from the pain. When I woke up, only Elena had survived. The boy didn't make it. The doctors couldn't save him. He stopped breathing before taking his first breath. If their father wasn't Caleb, my son would be alive. That bastard's cursed blood killed my child. I really hate him. I hope I never see him again. I choke out.
Don't be sad, babe. You still have Elena.
She's right. Elena is my light, my little angel. The next day, I pack for my secret mission. Elena is still angry. She won't even see me off. It hurts like a needle in my heart. I leave her with Paula and drive toward Roz Town. The farther I get from my daughter, the heavier my heart feels. I just want to finish this mission fast and go home to our quiet life. Then I notice a car tailing me, honking, following close. I try to lose it, but the driver swerves in front and blocks the road. My heart pounds. I slam the brakes. A werewolf in dark sunglasses walks toward my car, smiling. I lock the doors and grab my pepper spray. Miss, I think there's something in your trunk. I freeze. What? Is this some kind of scam? He won't move his car. I'm trapped. I sigh, tighten my grip on the pepper spray, and step out. I pass his car and catch a glimpse through the rear window. A she-wolf sits on a man's lap, arms around his neck. His blonde hair glows in the light. I gasp. My heart stops. That face. It's Caleb. That blonde hair, those emerald eyes. The man in the back seat, with a she-wolf on his lap, was Caleb. Seeing him in broad daylight sent a shock through my body. My wolf stirred against my will. But Caleb didn't even glance at me. He was too busy holding the other woman. The werewolf in sunglasses knocked on my window again.
Aren't you going to check your trunk? Something's moving in there.
I recognized him, Carlos. The beta who threw money at my face in that bar. He didn't remember me at all. I forced myself to focus. I had to get them away from my car.
I can handle this. You can leave.
Carlos looked stunned. He muttered something about my bad temper as he walked away. The moment his car door shut, I opened my trunk. My heart stopped. Elena was curled up inside.
Mommy.
I bent down fast and pressed a finger to my lips.
Shh. Don't speak.
She copied me, putting her tiny finger on her mouth. She thought this was a game. I didn't breathe. I just listened to the sound of Caleb's engine starting. An eternity passed in seconds. My body was frozen solid. If Caleb saw her, if he found out she existed, he would take her from me. His car finally disappeared. I slumped against the trunk, covered in cold sweat. Elena's soft voice came from inside.
I'm sorry, Mommy. I missed you so much. I didn't want you to leave.
Her lip trembled. Tears welled in her big eyes. Roz Town was only 4 kilometers away, but it was getting dark. Taking her back was impossible now. I scooped her up, strapped her into the passenger seat, and looked into those innocent eyes.
What you did was very dangerous. I almost lost you.
She threw her tiny arms around my neck and hugged me tight.
I know I was wrong, Mommy.
I couldn't scold her. There was no time. I started the car. For now, I had to take my secret stowaway right into the heart of a dangerous mission. Roz Town looked nothing like I expected. The roads were cracked, the houses crumbling, the streetlights barely flickering. This town sat on a strategic trade route, yet it looked poorer than any pack village I'd ever seen. Where the hell did all the money go? Before I could even unpack, my phone buzzed with a message from Adam's office.
Report in 30 minutes. Any minute later and you face consequences.
I hadn't even started the job, and this bastard was already threatening me. No choice. I had to go. I left Elena in the hotel room with strict instructions to stay put, then raced to the mayor's office. The building hit me like a slap in the face. Gold facade, blinding lights, modern architecture that screamed money. It was a palace sitting in the middle of a wasteland. Inside, the walls were plastered with photos of Adam, each one glorifying his so-called achievements. I searched for Gale's photo and found it shoved in a corner, small and nearly hidden. This man had zero respect for his alpha. The staff led me to his office. I knocked and walked in.
Good day, Mr. Cooper. I'm your new secretary.
I sized him up in seconds. Broad shoulders, narrow eyes, and a dishonest face that made my skin crawl. This was a man who trampled everyone beneath him. Then I noticed the other werewolf in the room. Blonde hair, emerald green eyes, a face I knew too well. Caleb. My blood turned to ice. Why was the alpha of the Thorn Edge Pack sitting in this dump? His eyes locked onto mine. This time, he recognized me. His expression twisted into something cold, something disgusted. My mind raced, searching for a way out. Then Caleb stood up and started walking toward me. Caleb stared at me, waiting.
What are you doing here?
I froze. I had no idea how to answer. Adam sensed the tension and stood up.
You two have met before.
Before Caleb could expose me, I cut him off.
A small misunderstanding. It's all in the past.
Caleb narrowed his eyes at me but stayed silent. Adam burst into laughter.
An ex? What a coincidence.
Adam sat back down and licked his lips at me.
Why don't you entertain our guest first? Keep your job by satisfying Caleb.
I gritted my teeth and imagined killing him, but I turned around and forced a smile.
Mr. Wright, what can I do for you?
He gave me a devious smile.
Show me around Roz Town. Teach me the local customs.
I knew nothing about this place. I just got here too. But Adam was watching, so I had to comply.
Sure. This way, please.
Caleb looked surprised by my sudden cooperation. The second we were outside the office, I walked fast toward the elevator. I just wanted to get rid of him. Suddenly, a pair of hands grabbed me. I was dragged into a quiet corner before I could react.
Caleb, what the hell are you doing?
He pressed me hard against the wall. He leaned in. Our breaths mixed. I'm pinned against the wall in a dark corner. Caleb's hand traps my wrists above my head. His leg presses hard between mine. His emerald eyes are inches away, a predator sizing up prey. It's the fated attraction between mates. It's blinding my reason.
Caleb, you bastard. Let go of me.
He doesn't budge. He pinches my chin and forces me to look at him. My body betrays me. His scent makes me want to surrender. But his eyes are dead cold. He's looking at a stranger. That kills my fire faster than a bucket of ice.
Interesting. It seems you still remember me.
Rage replaces my stupid lust. This man ruined my life. I glare at him without flinching.
So what?
Caleb's frown deepens. His voice turns dangerous.
I'll ask you this one more time. What are you doing here?
He leans closer, his lips nearly touching my ear.
Aren't you supposed to be a prostitute in the Silver Ridge Pack?
A wave of nausea hits me. He still believes that lie. He never investigated. He doesn't know I was expelled. He doesn't know about our child. I refuse to explain myself to this monster.
I don't do that anymore. I'm a secretary now.
Is that so? The resume you gave Adam was fake, right?
Panic stabs through my anger. He sees right through me. I force myself to meet his gaze and spit out a half-truth.
I was expelled from the Silver Ridge Pack. I wanted to start a new life.
Caleb doesn't buy it. A cruel sneer twists his handsome face.
Can someone like you change?
He whispers the next words right into my ear.
A whore will never change. You used to swindle rich men with your beauty, and that will never change.
His words are a grenade. My blood boils over. He knows nothing. He dares to judge me. I want to rip that smirk off his face.
Wow, I'm flattered. You also haven't changed. You're still a world-class jerk.
Caleb's face hardens. He presses his body against mine, crushing me. Just then, a woman's voice suddenly interrupts us. A she-wolf in a tight red dress walks toward us. It's the same woman who flirted with Caleb in the car earlier.
Caleb, what are you doing with her?
Caleb immediately lets go of me. His cold expression melts into a softer look.
Janiyah, what are you doing here?
I missed you so much, so I came looking for you.
She wraps her body around his arm like a snake. I force a professional smile.
Hello, miss. I'm Mr. Cooper's secretary. I'll arrange Mr. Wright's hotel check-in. Don't bother. He has me now. You can go.
Relief washes over me. I can finally escape. But Caleb sees right through me. He smirks like a devil playing a trick.
Janiyah, you and I will be doing something else in the car. Let her drive us back to Street Eve's hotel.
My smile freezes. That's the same damn hotel where my daughter Elena is staying. In the car, I grip the steering wheel as Janiyah complains.
Honey, why'd you come to this shabby town? The roads are terrible.
I watch her in the rearview mirror. Caleb pulls Janiyah onto his lap.
Oh, baby, be quiet.
What are you going to do to keep me quiet?
She spreads her legs and sits right on top of him. My maid is about to have sex right in front of me. An invisible force squeezes my heart, suffocating me. My knuckles turn white on the wheel. Caleb reaches out and holds the back of Janiyah's head. They are about to kiss. I slam my foot on the brakes. I slammed my foot on the brakes. The car screeched to a violent halt in the dead of night. Janiyah lurched forward in her seat, seatbelt catching her just in time.
What the hell? Did you forget to bring your brain to work?
She glared at me with pure hatred.
I'm going to tell Adam to fire you.
On the surface, I apologized. But deep down, I felt a rush of secret satisfaction. Caleb reached out and smoothed Janiyah's hair.
All right. The roads here are bumpy. It's not her fault.
Janiyah snorted but backed off. The rest of the drive, she stayed silent. When we reached the hotel, I handed the keys back to Caleb.
Debra, you're a really good driver.
I forced an elegant smile and bowed. I planned to leave and sneak back in later, keeping Elena hidden. But Caleb blocked my path with his arm.
Your service is subpar. Escort us to our room.
He leaned in close, eyes gleaming with malice. I had no choice. I followed them inside. The receptionist handed Caleb 2 room cards. Separate rooms. I felt a twisted relief. What was wrong with me? I hated Caleb, yet seeing him with another woman tore at my chest.
Honey, why 2 rooms? I want to stay with you tonight.
We're here for business, not for fun.
While they argued, I bolted for the elevator. The doors slid open. My blood froze. Elena stood inside, a hotel staff member beside her.
Mommy.
She threw herself at me, arms wide. The staff member looked at me curiously. Are you her mother? I looked back over my shoulder. Caleb was staring straight at us. I slammed the elevator button, heart pounding. Through the closing doors, Caleb's eyes locked onto mine. He saw Elena. I was sure of it. The hotel staff squinted at me, suspicion all over his face. Miss, are you the girl's mother? We're worried about human traffickers. I didn't speak. I just pulled out my phone and showed him our photos.
This is my mommy.
Elena wrapped her arms around me and held on tight. The staff relaxed when he saw the childhood pictures. You're lucky. Your daughter is so cute. Crisis averted. But my hands were still shaking. The moment we reached our floor, I turned on Elena.
Elena, didn't I tell you not to leave the hotel room? What if bad guys kidnapped you? I was just hungry, Mommy. I wanted something to eat.
The staff came to her defense. She'd only been walking around the hall. My anger vanished. She hadn't eaten all day.
I'm sorry, honey. I was so busy with work and neglected you. I hope I didn't cause you any trouble, Mommy.
I took her out to eat at another restaurant. Couldn't risk running into Caleb at the hotel. After dinner, I bought her ice cream. Her eyes lit up.
Mommy, you're the best. I love going out with you.
But something felt off. Elena was never this dependent. I pressed her. What was she hiding?
I want to find my brother.
My blood ran cold. Her brother died before he could be born.
Brother? What brother? My little brother.
Before I could ask more, her eyes drooped. She fell asleep in my arms. On the way back to the hotel, I spotted a sentry at the town's edge. Everyone coming in and out had to register. My stomach dropped. Sending Elena back to the Xeric Pack just got impossible. I video called Paula for help.
Debra! Oh my god! I can't find Elena. I've been looking everywhere.
I showed her Elena asleep in my arms.
She snuck into the trunk of my car before I left. Oh, thank God. I was scared out of my wits, but things aren't good. Adam put up a sentry at the edge of town. We can't leave anymore. What? Why?
I shook my head, but my gut told me one thing. Whatever was happening in Roz Town, it was bigger than I understood. Paula gave me the solution on the video call.
My Aunt Anna lives in Roz Town. She's a kindergarten teacher. She can hide Elena.
Paula gave me the solution on the video call. I met Anna the very next day. She looked kind and trustworthy. I knelt down and touched Elena's hair. Paula gave me the solution on the video call.
Stay with Anna for a few days. Mommy has dangerous work.
Paula gave me the solution on the video call.
Okay, Mommy.
Paula gave me the solution on the video call. After Anna took Elena away, I rushed back to the hotel to check out. Paula gave me the solution on the video call. I had to leave before Caleb saw anything else. My hand stopped mid-air. Paula gave me the solution on the video call.
Where are you going to stay?
Paula gave me the solution on the video call. My blood ran cold. I turned around slowly and forced a casual tone. Paula gave me the solution on the video call.
I found a place nearer the office. It's cheaper.
Paula gave me the solution on the video call.
But staying here would make serving me easier. That's Adam's order.
Paula gave me the solution on the video call. I lowered my head and lied through my teeth. Paula gave me the solution on the video call.
I can't afford this hotel. I earn minimum wage. I'll still serve you, just not from here.
Paula gave me the solution on the video call. Caleb stared right through me, hunting for the lie. Paula gave me the solution on the video call. He said nothing. He just walked to the counter and handed over a credit card. Paula gave me the solution on the video call.
Charge her room to my card. And put her in the room next to mine.
Paula gave me the solution on the video call. Panic shot through my chest. Living next door meant he would see everything. He would hear Elena. Paula gave me the solution on the video call.
No, don't charge the card. I am not staying here.
Paula gave me the solution on the video call. The receptionist froze, looking between the two of us. Paula gave me the solution on the video call. Caleb stepped closer. His voice dropped so only I could hear. Paula gave me the solution on the video call.
If you check out, I tell Adam your information is fake.
Paula gave me the solution on the video call. My mouth went dry. Paula gave me the solution on the video call. The man was shameless. He had me trapped. My hands trembled as the receptionist handed me the new room key. Paula gave me the solution on the video call. I was now officially living right next to Caleb and Jania. Paula gave me the solution on the video call. Every night I would hear them. Every day, he would watch my door. Paula gave me the solution on the video call. And somewhere out there, my little girl was waiting for me. Paula gave me the solution on the video call. I looked at his smug, annoying smile and I nearly went mad. Paula gave me the solution on the video call. I told the receptionist I wasn't staying at this hotel. Caleb didn't like that answer. He walked up and threatened me in a low voice.
If you leave, I'll tell Adam your information is fake.
I ignored him and told the receptionist to check me out. Caleb narrowed his eyes and pulled out his phone.
I hope you won't regret it.
He dialed Adam right in front of me.
Good morning, Adam. About your new secretary. There's something you must know.
I panicked and cut him off.
Fine, I'll stay.
Caleb's threatening tone vanished instantly. He smiled at me and changed his words to Adam.
I called to say your new secretary is perfect. You hired the right person.
He hung up and tossed his car keys at me.
Adam wants you to show me around town.
My plans to investigate the rebellion were completely ruined. This troublemaker was impossible to shake off. I just wanted Jania to distract him so I could work. But when Jania ran out of the hotel, Caleb gave me a cold order.
Ignore her. Just go.
I watched Jania stomp her foot in anger through the rearview mirror. I couldn't help but question him about it.
Do you always treat your girlfriend like this?
Jania is not my girlfriend.
I felt a wave of relief I didn't want to admit. But sitting this close to him in the restaurant, his scent was driving me crazy. My wolf Ivy was restless and kept pushing me. We are mates, but he looked completely calm. I had to know the truth. I opened my mouth to ask him point blank.
Mr. Wright.
But he cut me off before I could get the words out.
Debra, name your price. Name your price, Debra.
She stared at me, stunned, like she didn't understand.
Tell me who hired you. What's their purpose?
Her eyes went shifty, nervous.
I told you. I just wanted to start over somewhere new.
I wasn't in the mood for games.
Neither of us are fools. Stop pretending and name your price.
She froze, twiddling her thumbs, hesitating. So I sneered.
Why hesitate? I'll pay more than whoever hired you. After all, you're just a prostitute who sold her virginity for money.
The shame of that blackmail still burned. I had come to Roz Town to buy all the land here. Adam was secretly selling it behind the Xeric Pack Alpha's back. Multiple packs wanted it. I never expected to run into Debra here. 5 years ago, she vanished after running from that bar. I sent people looking. Nothing. Now she shows up as Adam's secretary? Too convenient. She was probably sent by Colin or someone from the Silver Ridge Pack. After a long silence, Debra's eyes turned bloodshot.
Until now, you still think I'm a prostitute.
Aren't you?
She didn't answer, just looked at me with pure disappointment. That look annoyed me more than it should have.
I can pay more than anyone else. You have nothing to lose.
Still no words. She gritted her teeth, glaring.
You're the greediest prostitute I've ever met, Debra Clarkson.
That broke her.
I'm not a prostitute, Caleb. I never was.
She wasn't lying, but Colin had come straight to me back then, trying to blackmail me.
Prove it, Debra.
Prove it? I don't need to prove anything to an asshole like you.
She stood up and left without looking back. My brows furrowed. Why was she so angry? Didn't she just want money? I offered her any amount. She rejected it. But what puzzled me more was the feeling in my chest. Seeing her so disappointed and sad made me feel just as annoyed as I felt 5 years ago. Like a needle pricking my heart, making it bleed. I cursed under my breath. Unlike 5 years ago, I chased after her this time. Caleb's words hit me like a physical blow. He still thought I was a damn prostitute, and now he wanted to pay me.
I'm not a prostitute, Caleb. I never was.
He just rolled his eyes, impatient.
Prove it, Debra.
I couldn't breathe. The rage and humiliation burned through me.
Prove it? I don't need to prove anything to an asshole like you.
I stormed out of the restaurant without looking back. My blood was boiling. 5 years of pain, of hiding, of losing everything, and he still saw me as trash. I didn't even want to ask if he was my maid anymore. He was the reason Vicky died. A horn blared. Headlights flooded my vision. I froze in the middle of the road.
Are you insane? If you want to kill yourself, don't get me involved.
The driver rolled down his window. Our eyes met. It was Colin, Marley's brother.
Debra.
I shook my head, desperate to escape.
Sorry, you've got the wrong person.
But Colin jumped out and blocked my path.
Wait a second. You are Debra. Oh my God, it's really you. You're still alive.
I recoiled from his touch. I hated him and his sister Marley. They destroyed my life.
Colin, tell my father I'm no longer a member of Silver Ridge Pack. If he sends someone to kill me again, I'll show no mercy.
What do you mean? Are you saying you joined another pack?
I didn't answer. I just wanted to leave. But Colin kept blocking me. Then a cold voice cut through the air.
Stop right there. Where do you think you're going?
Colin went pale. He looked like he'd seen a ghost. Caleb's presence was suffocating. Colin froze, then started groveling.
I wasn't going anywhere. It's a pleasure to see you again, Caleb.
Caleb ignored the bullshit. His eyes narrowed.
Colin, what were you and Debra talking about just now?
My heart pounded. Caleb had overheard us. His expression was dark, puzzled.
Didn't you hire this virgin hooker to extort me 5 years ago? But judging from what you said just now, it seems like something else happened.
I stood there, stunned. And then everything clicked. All the pieces fell into place. 5 years ago, Colin had gone to Caleb and tried to blackmail him. That's why Caleb believed I was a prostitute. That's why he treated me like garbage. It wasn't just cruelty. It was manipulation. Colin had set me up. Colin's words hit me like a punch to the chest. The prostitute he hired never showed up. She ran off.
I don't know why you and Debra slept together. I had nothing to do with that.
Colin blackmailed Caleb thinking his plan worked. But I was the one who ended up in Caleb's bed. 5 years of hell. Expelled by the pack. Hunted. Vicky killed. And it was all just collateral damage from Colin's scheme.
So I was hunted down for no reason.
Yes.
I closed my eyes and stepped back. Everything that ruined my life had nothing to do with me. I was just in the wrong room at the wrong time. Caleb looked stunned. He didn't know.
You were expelled by the Silver Ridge Pack and hunted.
I spat my words back at him.
You said Lionel could do anything to me. You wouldn't interfere if he killed me.
Those words from 5 years ago still cut like knives. Caleb's face went dark.
I'm sorry.
For the first time, he looked helpless. Colin took his chance and fled in his car. But I didn't care anymore. I walked away in a daze and got into a taxi. As soon as the door closed, the tears came. Vicky died because of this damned coincidence. 5 years of suffering. All because Colin wanted to blackmail Caleb. I fixed myself up in the bathroom before heading to Adam's office. I couldn't let him see me broken. But the second I walked in, Adam hurled documents at my face.
Pack your things. You skipped work on your very first day.
My blood ran cold.
Didn't you ask Caleb to tell me I needed to entertain him today?
Adam stared at me like I was speaking a foreign language.
Entertain Caleb? I never said that.
The world tilted. Caleb never called him. That button press was a lie. A performance. Just to yank my chain. And now, I was about to get fired. I swallowed every ounce of pride I had left and bowed my head.
I'm incredibly sorry. Please, deduct it from my salary.
Adam just tapped his fingers on the desk, a smirk crawling across his face. He weighed me, a piece on his chessboard.
Fine.
He grabbed a bag from under his desk.
Put this on. You're my +1 for a charity dinner tonight.
A test. My last chance.
If you screw this up, you're useless to me. Pack your bags.
I took the bag and went to the bathroom. I pulled the fabric out. My stomach dropped. It was a scrap of cloth. Low neckline, completely backless. Body hugging. It left nothing to the imagination. But I had no choice. I climbed into the pathetic thing. I coated my face with makeup. It was the only armor I had left. That's when my coworker, Sally Torres, spotted me.
Wow, Debra, you look gorgeous.
She circled me, grinning.
I never pegged you for the sexy type, but girl, it works.
I felt a tiny bit of tension leave my shoulders. Then her compliment stopped dead. Sally gasped. Her finger shot out, pointing at my exposed skin.
What is that huge scar on your shoulder? What happened there?
I shoved the memory of Caleb's complicated stare out of my mind. I put on the revealing dress Adam threw at me and stood in front of the mirror. My colleague Sally walked in. Her eyes landed on my bare shoulder.
Why do you have such a huge scar on your shoulder? What happened there?
I flinched. The ugly gray-brown scar curled under my skin like a dead thing. It was from the day I lost Vicky. A reminder I refused to have removed.
What a pity. If it weren't for this scar, you'd be perfect. It doesn't matter.
But Sally's eyes lit up. She dashed out and came back with a white silk shawl.
I'll lend it to you. It'll go well with your dress.
I tied the sheer shawl across my shoulders. The scar vanished. The dress looked less indecent.
It suits you perfectly.
I thanked her and went downstairs. Adam leaned against his car, smoking. His dark expression meant he was pissed at waiting. But the second he turned and saw me, the dirty words died in his throat. His gaze crawled over every inch of me.
You look nice, Debra. Come and stay with me in the back.
My stomach twisted. Sitting close to him felt dangerous, but I was already on thin ice. I had no choice. I got in beside him. Soon after the car moved, Adam leaned right into my space.
Debra, what was your relationship with Caleb?
Nothing special. I just met him once.
I inched away, but he followed.
How could it be nothing special if he still remembers you?
I didn't answer. He reached for my shawl.
Take it off.
My mind went blank. I knew exactly what he wanted.
I'm not feeling well. It'll be too cold if I take it off.
Adam smiled, slow and ugly.
Don't worry. This car has a heater. In fact, you should come closer. I feel a little cold, too.
His thick hand slid down the shawl, and every muscle in my body locked up. Suddenly, the car screeched to a halt. Adam lurched forward and had to grab the seat.
Are you fucking blind?
The driver stammered an apology and pointed ahead. A sleek Rolls-Royce had swerved in front of us. Adam's face twisted with rage.
How dare this guy show off in my territory? Catch up and find out who's in that car.
The driver stepped on the gas. We pulled alongside the luxury car. I looked over and froze. Caleb was at the wheel, and Janiyah sat in the passenger seat. Adam's anger instantly flipped to fake concern.
Caleb, why were you driving so fast just now? You should be more careful. I'm trying out my new car.
His tone was nothing like before, cold and distant.
You should be careful. This road isn't safe for speeding. I appreciate the concern.
But Caleb wasn't looking at Adam. His gaze fixed on me. For a long moment, his eyes were complicated and unreadable. He said nothing to me. Then he slammed his foot on the gas and sped away. I slammed my foot on the gas and pushed the car to its limit. Racing was the only thing that helped when my mood turned dark. But today, nothing could drown out the truth, Colin told me. Debra was expelled from her pack because of me. Hunted down, almost killed. And when she needed help most, I turned my back on her. I even insulted her. I can still see the sadness in her crying eyes that night. I punched the steering wheel so hard my knuckles ached. God, I was such a jerk. Her life was ruined because of my foolish ego. The Alpha of the Silver Ridge Pack actually hunted his own daughter, just because she slept with me. No wonder Debra hates me. What could I possibly do to make up for all the pain I caused her?
Hey, honey, what's wrong? You don't look so good. What are you thinking about?
I hesitated. Then I asked her the question eating at me.
Janiyah, if you were driven out of the pack and hunted down because of me, would you hate me?
Of course not, honey. I'd sacrifice everything to be with you.
The old me would have felt proud hearing those words. But now, all I felt was sick. Because for Debra, my hypothetical question was her brutal reality. I leaned my head back and sighed. Janiyah's hand rested on my knee.
Honey, don't you believe me? Or do you want me to prove it?
Her hand moved up my thigh. Her sweet scent filled the car.
Janiyah, stop.
I grabbed her hand and pushed it away. My mind was consumed by Debra. I had no appetite for any other she-wolf.
We'll go to Adam's boring dinner after another lap around town. We'll talk about everything else later.
Janiyah's body stiffened. She was unhappy. I didn't care. I slammed the gas again. A gust of wind blew in through the open window, but it couldn't blow away my guilt and restlessness. Adam's car stops at the hotel. His bad mood from seeing Caleb still hangs in the air. He drags me into the banquet, his grip tight on my arm. The room is full of fat, well-dressed men. Their obscene eyes follow me everywhere. I force smiles until my face goes numb. Adam speaks in riddles to his guests, giving me nothing useful for my mission. Then a commotion hits the crowd. I look. Janiyah and Caleb walk in, hand in hand. Janiyah wears a tight red dress that shows off every curve. Her waist is impossibly slender under Caleb's arm. They look like the perfect couple. My wolf howls inside me, a suffocating pain. This is my mate, holding another woman like a trophy. Adam yanks my arm and pulls me toward them.
Janiyah, you're the most beautiful she-wolf here. An absolute angel.
Why, thank you.
Caleb stays silent. His eyes keep cutting to me. Janiyah's gaze lands on me. Her sweet smile turns into a sneer.
Debra, you have no taste. That shawl is an embarrassment.
Adam's face darkens instantly. He can't yell at Janiyah, so his rage turns on me.
Take off the damn shawl.
I step back, opening my mouth to refuse. I'm too slow. Adam's hand shoots out. His fingers lock onto the white silk. A violent yank. Cold air hits my bare neck and shoulders. The shawl hits the floor. The room feels like it stops. The grayish-brown scar on my shoulder is exposed for everyone to see. It sits there, a twisted dragon beneath my skin. Janiyah gasps and covers her mouth.
Oh God! Debra, what happened to you? That is the ugliest scar I have ever seen.
Laughter and whispers erupt around me. I stand frozen, but my fingers curl into a fist. She thinks this mark is my shame. But I notice Caleb's expression. He doesn't look away. His face is white with guilt. Janiyah's guess hit way too close to home. This scar was from an attack. She just didn't know it. Adam stared at my shoulder, his nose wrinkling like he smelled something rotten.
Debra, how'd you get the scar?
I scrambled for a lie.
A car accident. I couldn't afford to get the scar removed.
Adam's eyes narrowed with suspicion.
You'd better not be lying to me.
Then he snapped at me to cover it up. I was embarrassing him. I dropped to my knees to grab the shawl off the floor, but before my fingers touched it, a red high heel slammed down. I looked up. Janiyah, grinning down at me like a cat with a cornered mouse.
Whoops, my bad. I accidentally stepped on your shawl. You're not mad, are you?
I yanked at the fabric. Rip. Her sharp heel tore right through it. My mind went blank. Adam would kill me if I showed this scar all night.
Oh gosh, I'm so clumsy. I didn't mean to rip it.
Her gloating smile said otherwise. I wanted to tear her apart. Then something warm dropped onto my shoulders. A dark blue suit jacket. Expensive. I turned. Caleb stood behind me, now in just his shirt. Janiyah's smug smile froze solid.
You've crossed a line, Janiyah. Debra is Adam's secretary. Apologize. Now.
Janiyah's face went as red as her dress.
Apologize? What did I do wrong? Why should I apologize?
She stomped off, furious. Caleb didn't even watch her leave. He turned to Adam instead.
I'm sorry for her behavior. And one flaw cannot obscure your secretary's beauty. Don't you agree?
Adam's smile turned sly.
I agree.
They clinked champagne glasses, smirking at each other like old business partners. Then the lights dimmed, music started, dancing time. Caleb bowed in front of me and reached out his hand.
May I have the honor of this dance?
I wanted to refuse, but Adam shoved me forward.
Debra, do what he says.
I was forced to walk to the dance floor with Caleb. My steps were clumsy, but he guided me until I found the rhythm. I was forced to walk to the dance floor with Caleb. Under the dim lights, he stared at my exposed scar. I was forced to walk to the dance floor with Caleb.
What happened to your shoulder?
I was forced to walk to the dance floor with Caleb.
I got hurt running from Lionel.
I was forced to walk to the dance floor with Caleb. He frowned and asked if it hurt. I was forced to walk to the dance floor with Caleb.
I don't remember.
I was forced to walk to the dance floor with Caleb. The pain of losing Vicky had crushed everything else. My heart ached, and my heels stabbed into his foot. I was forced to walk to the dance floor with Caleb, but he just sighed and looked at me with those dark green eyes. I was forced to walk to the dance floor with Caleb.
I don't blame you.
I was forced to walk to the dance floor with Caleb. We moved into the spotlight, as if isolated from the world. I was forced to walk to the dance floor with Caleb. His gaze was almost affectionate, and my heart betrayed me, pounding fast. I was forced to walk to the dance floor with Caleb. I wanted nothing more than to just hold him. But then he spoke and doused my burning heart with ice water. I was forced to walk to the dance floor with Caleb.
How can I compensate you?
I was forced to walk to the dance floor with Caleb. He looked at me point blank. I was forced to walk to the dance floor with Caleb.
Just tell me, how much money do you want?
I was forced to walk to the dance floor with Caleb. The fire inside me turned to ashes. I pulled back and looked at him with dead calm. I was forced to walk to the dance floor with Caleb.
I don't want anything. Just stay out of my life.
I was forced to walk to the dance floor with Caleb. His expression darkened, anger flashing in his eyes. I was forced to walk to the dance floor with Caleb.
You'll suffer working for Adam. Don't ruin your life.
I was forced to walk to the dance floor with Caleb. I shook my head in disgust. He was still the same self-righteous monster, trying to buy my silence. I was forced to walk to the dance floor with Caleb.
It is none of your business.
I was forced to walk to the dance floor with Caleb. We stood frozen in a stalemate as the music ended. The rest of the banquet was torture, but I couldn't leave. I was forced to walk to the dance floor with Caleb. When it finally ended, I found Adam passed out drunk. He grabbed my arm and gave me one last order. I was forced to walk to the dance floor with Caleb.
Escort Caleb to the hotel.
I was forced to walk to the dance floor with Caleb. I had no choice but to follow my target home. I delivered him and turned to leave without a word. I was forced to walk to the dance floor with Caleb, but he stopped me in my tracks with a single sentence. I was forced to walk to the dance floor with Caleb.
Move to the room next to mine. It's much better.
I was forced to walk to the dance floor with Caleb. Only then did I remember this morning I was forced to agree to move next door to Caleb. I refused politely. Too late. Tomorrow. But Caleb wouldn't let it go.
No, you move in tonight.
His drunken face was inches from mine. His hot breath sent shivers down my spine.
Let go of me. You're drunk.
I'm not drunk.
He stepped closer, so close I could count his lashes. Then, out of nowhere, his voice broke.
I'm sorry, Debra. You've suffered because of me.
I froze. After all these years, he finally apologized. But what good was sorry now? Sorry wouldn't bring Vicky back. Sorry wouldn't erase the pain. I stared at the ceiling, fighting tears. All I saw was Vicky taking her last breath. Footsteps echoed down the corridor. Carlos walked toward us. He spotted me and his eyes went wide.
You're alive.
That was the second time tonight someone greeted me like that.
Sorry to disappoint. I'm alive and well.
I thought those people killed you. Enough.
That night at the bar, Carlos had thrown money in my face, called me a prostitute. Both of them complete assholes. Caleb turned toward Carlos. I ripped my arm free and fled to my room. I slammed the door, gasping. Then I looked around. My luggage. Gone. Caleb had already moved everything to the new room. No choice tonight. I'd figure it out tomorrow. I headed for the bathroom. That's when I heard it. A strange noise. Coming from the bedroom. My blood ran cold. There was someone else in this room. A strange noise comes from my bedroom. The sound stops me cold. I call out a name.
Elena, is that you?
No answer. A gust of wind hits my back. A hand clamps a drug-soaked cloth over my nose and mouth. My head spins instantly. It's a werewolf. His other hand holds a knife. If I don't fight, I die here. I bite my lip. The pain wakes me up. I drive my elbow back into his gut. He buckles. I grab a lamp from the table. I smash it against his head. The killer grunts. His grip loosens. I stumble for the door. My hand touches the doorknob. A cold blade presses against my throat. He caught up. The sharp sting on my neck chills my blood. Then, the phone rings. The sound freezes the room. The killer knows the hotel will check if no one answers. He drags me to the phone and barks an order.
Answer it.
I pick up the receiver. A receptionist's voice comes on, rushing me to switch rooms tonight. Behind me, the knife presses harder against my skin. I can't say a word to signal danger.
Okay, thank you for the reminder.
The receptionist hangs up. My last hope dies in the dial tone. I try to buy time.
Who hired you? The Silver Ridge Pack.
The killer nods.
Yes.
He readies his blade. Death is a breath away. The door swings open. A familiar, annoyed voice cuts through the room.
Debra, didn't you say you'd move tonight?
My eyes light up. A chance to live.
Help me, Caleb.
The killer's blade swings at me. Caleb charges. He slams into the masked man. The knife clatters to the floor. Then, Caleb turns around. He pulls me into his arms. His embrace crushes all the fear out of me in an instant. His heartbeat thundered against my ear. In one breath, the knife was at my throat. In the next, Caleb had disarmed him. Now, the would-be assassin was bleeding on the floor. Carlos rushed in, taking in the shattered lamp and the masked man.
What happened?
The killer knew he couldn't fight two strong alphas. He didn't even try. He morphed into a brown wolf, shattered the window, and leaped out into the night.
Go after him.
Carlos jumped without hesitation, chasing the beast into the darkness. My legs finally gave out. Caleb caught me. I told him the killer was from the Silver Ridge Pack.
They're still chasing you because of that night.
He didn't wait for an answer. His decision was final.
You're moving into the room next to mine, now.
I didn't refuse. Being close to him meant I wouldn't die tonight. But when we got there, Janiyah was already waiting in the hallway. Her heels clicked toward us like hammers.
Why is she moving next door to you? I never agreed to this.
Do I need your permission?
She froze, then planted herself in front of the door, arms crossed.
No, I won't allow it.
Caleb stared at her for 2 seconds. Then he did something none of us expected. He grabbed my arm, pulled me into his own room, and slammed the door in her face. Janiyah's fists pounded on the wood, her shouts muffled by the thick door.
Caleb, open this door right now.
He ignored her completely. He just sat on the sofa, looking at me with an unreadable expression.
She's guarding the door from the outside. The killer can't get to you now.
I drew a bath later, letting the steam calm my shaking hands. My whole life, I'd fought alone. After my mother died, after Vicky was murdered, I had no one. When the blade touched my neck tonight, I was ready to die alone. But he saved me. Without a second thought, he protected me. I stared at my reflection in the water. The fear was gone, replaced by a quiet confusion. Something had changed. Caleb kept me in his room all night, but I barely slept. A nightmare of my father lunging for my throat jolted me awake. Caleb grabbed my hand immediately.
I need your number. Call me if anything happens.
It was an order, not a request. I caved just to shut him up. When he finally fell asleep again before dawn, I saw my chance. I slipped out of the hotel room without a sound. I made my way straight to the mayor's office. The room was dark and empty. Adam hadn't arrived yet. His desk was perfectly organized. I found an unlocked cabinet underneath it. I opened it quietly. Inside lay a document. The IOU of the Frosty River Pack. My eyes scanned the paper quickly. The amount was massive. The repayment deadline was almost here. Suddenly, everything clicked into place. Colin rushed here because his pack is drowning in debt. And Marley didn't marry my father for love. She married him to use the Silver Ridge Pack's money to pay off her old pack's debt. That's why she worked so hard to drive me out. I was getting too close to uncovering this ugly truth. If my father knew, he would have ended everything and punished her. This information was pure leverage. It wasn't my original mission, but it was gold for me. I pulled out my phone to take a photo. Just as I aimed the camera, a voice cut through the silence right behind me.
Debra, what are you doing here?
I shoved the IOU back into the cabinet and spun around. Sally was walking toward me in her high heels.
Were you looking for the material for today's meeting?
I forced myself to nod.
Yeah, I was.
She pointed to another table across the office.
The lock on that cabinet is broken. Don't touch it or you'll be fired. That's how Mr. Cooper's former secretary got fired.
Before I could react, a harsh voice cut through the room.
What the hell are you doing?
Adam's heavy footsteps echoed as he marched toward us. His eyes swept over me and Sally like we were criminals.
Who allowed you to enter my office?
Sally jumped in before I could speak.
I'm really sorry, Mr. Cooper. Debra and I were just looking for the material for today's meeting. We'll leave right now.
She grabbed the documents from the table and dragged me out. As I left, I glanced over my shoulder. Adam was locking the cabinet, then he slipped the key into his pocket. The new key was already in use. I'd blown my chance to photograph that IOU. Outside, Sally patted her chest in relief. I shifted the conversation fast.
I'm sorry, Sally. The scarf you lent me got torn. Please let me buy you a new one. Don't worry about it. It's just a silk scarf.
But her eyes stayed fixed on my face.
Honey, your scar. It's a little jarring. Would you want to have it removed? I know a really good doctor.
I gave her a vague answer and moved on. That afternoon, Caleb showed up for a meeting with Adam. The two of them shut themselves in the meeting room for a long time. I couldn't shake the feeling they were discussing something tied to my investigation. So I grabbed a tray of coffee and walked in.
Mr. Cooper, Mr. Wright, I've brought you some coffee.
I poured as slowly as possible, straining to catch their words. Adam snapped at me before I could hear anything useful.
If you have nothing else to do, pick up Luca, my son, from school.
I had no choice but to nod.
Of course.
The moment I turned, Caleb stood up. He ended the meeting right there and followed me out. I knew something was coming. He stepped in front of me, blocking my path completely.
Debra, wait. Carlos will pick up Adam's son. I need you to go somewhere with me.
I refused Caleb and headed for the parking lot. One tire on my car was completely flat. Caleb stood there with a calm, cheeky smile.
Did you do this?
I'm not that immature.
He obviously enjoyed my anger. Kicking the flat tire did nothing. I had to compromise.
We go together. I pick up Luca, get him home safe first.
Caleb agreed, and I climbed into his car. We started driving. Adam had sent me the kindergarten address. I stared at the location on my phone. Blood turned to ice. That was the exact same kindergarten where Anna worked, Elena's school. Luca and Elena went to the same place. If Caleb saw her, everything would shatter. I checked Caleb. He was dozing off. I texted Anna fast.
Get Elena out before I arrive with my business partner. She cannot be seen.
No reply. Anna was likely in class. Panic coiled around my throat, but I couldn't flinch. Every traffic light felt like a countdown to disaster. Caleb's eyes suddenly opened.
How can I make things up to you?
No need.
You've suffered because of me. I have to make things right.
Compensation won't change what happened. I don't need your money.
He slumped back, silent. Then I had an idea.
Tell me what you're really doing in Roz Town.
I can't, but leave Roz Town soon. Things will get chaotic.
He shut his eyes again. I got nothing more out of him. We pulled up at the kindergarten just as dismissal began. Children streamed out in a flood of small bodies. I moved fast, scanning every face for Luca. Every pair of tiny shoes on the pavement made my heart hammer harder. In my mind, I chanted a desperate prayer. Do not let her appear. Then, a voice cut through the crowd like a blade.
Mommy.
I spun around and saw Elena racing straight toward me and Caleb. Elena's voice rang out across the schoolyard.
Mommy.
My heart nearly stopped. I shoved Caleb hard in the opposite direction.
Luca's over there. Let's go.
I dragged him across the entire kindergarten just to keep him away from my daughter. We finally found Luca standing in front of a donation box with his friends.
Rogues have no food or shelter. Kind friends, please help them.
Caleb pulled out his wallet and stuffed a wad of cash into the box. The kids cheered and dragged us into a photo. I smiled for the picture, but something felt wrong. I turned around. Elena was hiding in a corner, staring at me with red, tearful eyes. She looked like I had abandoned her.
Debra, it's time to go. What are you looking at?
I had no choice but to leave with him. We took Luca home. Then I slipped away and rushed straight to Anna's house. Elena had been hiding in her room since school, refusing to come out.
Elena, I'm so sorry. Mommy, why didn't you talk to me at school?
Her voice was hoarse. She had been crying hard.
My boss was with me, baby. If I talked to you, he would have gotten angry, and we couldn't go home. Can you forgive me?
A long silence. Then Elena poked her head out from under the covers.
Of course I forgive you. I thought you didn't love me anymore.
She climbed out of bed and hugged me tight. Then she suddenly pulled back and grabbed something from her school bag.
Mommy, look! I found my brother. Can you take him home?
Her brother? I thought that was just an excuse she made up. Confused, I took the photo from her hand. My eyes went wide. It was a photo of Caleb and a young boy. I stared at the photo and asked Elena where she got it.
I saw it at the donation box today.
Right. Caleb took out his wallet there. The photo must have fallen out. But why does she insist this boy is her brother? I kneel down to her level and ask how she can be so sure.
I just know.
Her stubbornness breaks my heart. I ask if she's ever seen him or knows his name.
No.
Her lip trembles. She says it again.
I just know he's my brother.
I sigh inside. Her real brother died long ago. This is impossible. But seeing her pleading eyes, I give in. I let her keep the photo. I stay for dinner at Anna's, tuck Elena into bed, then leave. I'm not far when I notice a second shadow under the street lamp. The footsteps are quiet. When I speed up, they speed up too. To keep Elena's location hidden, I shift into my wolf form and sprint the opposite way. Near the hotel, the stalker suddenly vanishes. I shift back, pull on my spare clothes fast. Just as I reach the hotel entrance, a pair of hands grabs me from behind. I scream and struggle, but a familiar scent stops me, Caleb.
What the hell are you doing? You scared me.
Where were you? I couldn't reach you. I thought you were kidnapped.
I check my phone. Missed calls, all from him. I tell him I can protect myself. He doesn't need to worry. I shake off his hand and head to my room. He follows, saying I'm like a rose full of thorns. I reply coldly. Without those thorns, I wouldn't have survived the last 5 years. At my door, I reach for the handle. But the door opens on its own. A half-naked man pokes his head out and says tenderly, "Hi, honey." The door opened, and a half-naked man leaned out.
What took you so long? I've been waiting for you.
His hair was wet and messy. A bath towel hung low on his waist. I froze. Behind me, Caleb saw everything. The truth was simple. This was Harlan Reed. He was one of Gale's men from the Xeric Pack. But I could not blow my cover. I had to put on an act.
Harlan, this is Caleb, my boss's business partner.
Then I turned to Caleb and lied straight to his face.
This is my boyfriend, Harlan Reed. We've been together for a while.
Caleb's face went dark.
You have a boyfriend? Really?
I nodded in silence. And then it hit me. This was the perfect way to get him off my back for good. Even a shameless man like him would not chase a taken woman.
Sorry, but it's none of your business. Please leave.
Before Caleb could say a word, I yanked Harlan inside and slammed the door. Once I was sure no one could hear us, I hissed at him.
What's going on?
Gale heard you were trapped. She sent me to speed up the investigation.
He pulled on his clothes while he talked.
She told me to tell you to wrap it up, find the evidence, and give back to the Xeric Pack.
Harlan glanced around the shabby room with contempt.
I don't know why Gale wastes time on this. We should just bring soldiers here and interrogate Adam.
I shook my head hard.
No. If we do that, all of Roz Town gets branded as traitors. Only Adam needs to pay.
Harlan shot me a look of pure scorn.
Debra, you're too soft-hearted to do anything great.
I did not argue. He had always doubted my abilities. The only way to shut him up was to finish the mission. An alpha must protect her people. Gale knew that. So did I. The next morning, a loud knock woke me from deep sleep. Still groggy, I dragged myself to the door. Carlos stood outside.
Yes.
He ignored my tone. His eyes swept past me and searched the room. Rude. I narrowed my eyes with open hostility. Carlos just coughed. His tone was strange.
I understand that it's very early. Did I disturb your sleep?
I didn't get to answer Carlos. Harlan stormed over with a deep frown.
Debra, who is this?
Carlos watched Harlan approach, a small, calculating smile on his face.
Nice to meet you. I'm Caleb's beta. Caleb has scheduled a physical for Debra at the best hospital. Physical? Why does she need that?
Carlos simply turned to me, explaining it was because of the killer's attack. Harlan spun to face me, clueless.
Attack? When did you get attacked? Who sent the killer?
His rapid questions made us look like total strangers, not a couple. I secretly kicked him hard. He finally shut his mouth.
Debra, let's go get the examination. I'll drive.
I refused without a second thought, but Carlos didn't back down. He just looked me up and down.
You have a boyfriend, but you keep Caleb hanging. That's why you're refusing, isn't it?
My cheeks burned, but I was too angry to speak.
The best way to refuse him is to accept his compensation and leave. Otherwise, it looks like you're playing hard to get.
He had cornered me completely. There was no way out. I was forced to agree. Gritting my teeth, I grabbed Harlan's arm and tightened my grip on purpose.
Fine, I'll go. But tell Caleb this is a one-time deal. My boyfriend is angry.
Yeah, I don't like it.
At the hospital, I chose the simplest checkup possible. The doctor was professional and quick. After it was over, he looked at his notes.
Did you have a major operation 5 years ago?
My heart slammed against my ribs. 5 years ago, I gave birth to twins. That medical history doesn't exist on any record. I can't let Adam become suspicious. My face stayed blank, but my mind was racing. I had to lie. There was no way he could prove I was lying without another test.
No, I haven't had any surgery.
The doctor looked skeptical, but he didn't push it. He just waved me away. The whole thing was a waste of time. My anger simmered with every step I took down the hall. I stormed past an office, my pace quick and angry. I just wanted to leave. I gave the room a look of pure disgust. But then my steps stopped dead. Caleb was sitting right inside. Debra stopped right outside the office door. She saw me. She was about to walk in. I stood up fast and shut the door in her face. I pressed my ear against the wood. Silence. No knock came. I didn't dare move. I just sat there, waiting until I was sure she was gone. That look on her face stuck with me. I couldn't explain the feeling twisting in my chest. The doctor finally walked in. I shot to my feet.
Doctor, how is Debra? Is she going to be okay?
The doctor flipped through the examination results, frowning.
She wasn't hurt in the attack, but I saw a scar on her stomach. She wouldn't let me examine it closely.
My breath caught.
I suspect she had a major surgery 5 years ago. That's why she's weaker than ordinary she-wolves.
5 years ago. That was exactly when Debra was exiled. When she was hunted. When she vanished. A major surgery? What kind of surgery? Carlos walked in, fresh from tailing Debra.
Debra left the hospital. She looked furious. Really?
I was just looking out for her. Why was she so angry about a simple checkup? Carlos smirked and kept going.
By the way, Harlan isn't her real boyfriend. I saw him sleeping on the sofa when I knocked this morning.
Something in me lifted. I hadn't slept all night after seeing that half-naked man in her room. Carlos laughed at my obvious mood change.
It's been 5 years and you still haven't forgotten her? Maybe the doctor should check your brain too.
I rolled my eyes at him. But he had a point. Debra was just an ordinary woman. She wasn't my mate. So why couldn't I let her go? Then the real question hit me. Why did Debra stage that fake boyfriend act in the first place? And now this. The medical report she gave to Adam was completely different from the one I just saw. She forged it. She faked her health records just to get close to Adam. Debra wasn't just some random woman causing drama. She was deliberate. She was hiding something big. A cold certainty settled in my gut. I turned to Carlos.
Send someone to the Silver Ridge Pack. Dig into Debra's upbringing. I need to know everything about her past.
I step away from that hospital office door. Maybe I imagined seeing Caleb in there. But the moment I'm outside, the hair on my neck stands up. Someone is following me. Again. I turn around. Nothing. But I know he's there. Same killer. Same persistence. He wants me alone. Fine. This time I'll give him what he wants. I pull out my phone and text Harlan my live location.
The killer is following me. Pay attention.
Then I quicken my pace and head straight for an empty alley. I pretend I notice nothing. The killer takes the bait. In the quiet alley, a blade flashes from the corner of my eye. He stabs at my back. I sidestep. His knife slams into the wall instead.
You knew I was here.
I kick him to the ground, hard. Then I yank the knife from the wall and point it at him.
Do you think I'm stupid enough to give you a second chance?
I press the blade closer.
Did Colin send you? Tell me the truth, and I might spare your life.
The killer sits on the ground and grins at me like a madman.
You? You would kill me.
I don't need to get my hands dirty.
A tall shadow falls over him. Harlan blocks the alley's only exit. His face is ice cold, expressionless. The killer's smile freezes solid. I hand the knife to Harlan and walk to the alley entrance.
I'll leave him to you.
I wait. 10 minutes of screaming later, I walk back in. The hired killer is kneeling in a pool of his own blood, begging.
Please, I'll do anything.
I nod to Harlan, satisfied, then look down at the man. He spills everything. Colin hired him. Big money for my death, nothing more. I already knew. Colin wants to silence me before I expose the Frosty River Pack's crippling debt. He's as vicious as his sister. Harlan cracks his knuckles, impatient.
Debra, don't let these trifles affect our mission.
It won't. I have a plan. This will speed things up.
I bend down and whisper my plan into the killer's ear.
No way.
Harlan takes one step forward. His face turns dark. The killer swallows hard and drops his head.
Okay, fine, I'll do it.
Monday morning, I walked into the mayor's office, hearing Sally's shrill scream before I even got close.
Help! There's been a robbery.
I put on a face of pure panic and ran toward the sound. But the truth was, I knew exactly what happened. The killer and I planned this. The show had begun. I reached Adam's office and stopped at the doorway, barely suppressing a smile. Papers were scattered everywhere. Every cabinet was ripped open, files thrown to the floor like trash. The killer followed my orders perfectly. He took the most important thing from that room, the IOU. The one document proving the Frosty River Pack's crippling debt. Before Adam arrived, I quickly scanned the remaining files on the floor. No cooperation agreements. No trade documents about Roz Town's projects. Just more IOUs. So the real deal documents were hidden somewhere else. Good to know. Then Adam came storming down the hall. He froze when he saw the mess.
God damn it.
He dropped to his knees, frantically digging through the papers. With each page, his face twisted darker. I asked in my most innocent, worried voice if we should call the police. Bad move. Adam spun around, his face purple with rage, and screamed at me.
You idiot, I'm the mayor of this town, and a thief ransacked my office. It's humiliating. None of you breathe a word. Get back to work. Nothing happened.
Sally's face went white. Her legs were shaking. Outside, Sally whispered to me about how crazy the thief must be. I just shrugged and said I was glad nobody got hurt. Then, I checked Adam's schedule for the day. A slow smile spread across my face. Colin was meeting with Adam this afternoon. The second act was about to start. Later that afternoon, Colin walked into the building. But before he took 3 steps, Adam's bodyguards surrounded him. Colin looked around, confused and outraged.
What on earth are you doing? Adam, what is the meaning of this? Is this how you treat guests?
Adam appeared and gave a single nod. A bodyguard forced Colin down to his knees.
Adam, what the hell are you doing?
Adam didn't answer with words. He sneered, then kicked Colin square in the chest.
Guests? That's funny. Who do you think you are? You owe me a lot of money, dear Colin. How dare you steal the IOU? You're no guest here.
Colin's face went blank with shock.
IOU? What are you talking about? Don't play dumb with me. You had someone steal the IOU from my office this morning.
Colin's eyes went wide. His voice cracked with desperation.
You're wrong. I did send someone, but it wasn't for this. Keep pretending. I dare you.
Colin was sweating now, begging Adam to just question the thief. Adam kicked him again, harder this time.
The thief has long gone.